This game will feature as the visiting team on the scoreboard. From Birmingham, Alabama, the Birmingham Southern College Panthers. And the home team on the scoreboard from Columbia, Missouri, the Columbia College. Now let's meet the honorary coaches for each team representing corporate sponsors. For Birmingham Southern, from Beeman Products Company, Ron Nick, and from Butco, Martin Robertson. And for Columbia College, from Rhodes, Hieronymus, Jones, and Tucker, and Gable, Colin Steichen, and Richard Eldridge. Now let's meet the starting lineup for this morning's contest. At guard for Birmingham Southern, a 5'10" sophomore.
Hey, Randy, yeah, play it right after this. Just play this.
Also,
all right, because we're going to tip this thing on.
A 6'2" junior from Troy, Missouri. Number 3, guard for the Panthers, a 5'10" sophomore from New Orleans. Correction, a 6'6" junior from Alabama. Number 13, Clint Spears.
1-2, check. 1-2, check. Good morning and greetings from Tulsa, Oklahoma, as the Cougars and Panthers get ready to do battle. Taking a look at the starting lineups first for Birmingham Southern. At one guard, Ryan Rebo, the coach's nephew, in New Orleans, Louisiana. 5'10" sophomore, 6 points, 2 rebounds, and 4 assists a game. The other guard is Clint Spears, the nation's top 3-point shooter, hitting 55% of them. He's from Mount Olive, Alabama. He's 6'6", a junior, averaging 14 points a game. The forwards are Jason Williams from Frederick, Maryland, and Rod Willie from Huntsville, Alabama. Willie, 6'3", a senior, and Williams, 6'7", a junior, getting 12 points and 6 rebounds a game. The center is Tom Runyon. Runyon is from Huntsville, Alabama, 6'7", a senior, averaging 7 points a game. Birmingham Southern coached by Dwayne Rebo. He is in his 10th year. For the Cougars, at one guard, Ernie Swan from Troy, Missouri, 6'2", junior, 9 points a game. The other guard is Kenny Moore from Kansas City, Missouri, a 6-foot junior, getting 9 points and 2 rebounds a game. Eric Hemmel will be a forward at 6'3", a junior, from Chillicothe, Missouri, getting 9 points a game. And the other forward is Lawrence Thomas out of Dallas, Texas. A transfer from East Carolina, a 6'5", junior, 14 points and 7 rebounds a game. And the center is Brandon Moore from St. Louis, Missouri, Hazelwood East High School, a 6'5", junior, getting 11 points and 7 rebounds a game. The Cougars are coached by Bob Burchett. He's in his 11th season with 274 wins, 103 defeats. Coach Rebo, 270 wins and 54 defeats in 10 seasons. I'm Tex Little. We hope you enjoy the coverage of the national tournament from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Ready to jump it up, Lawrence Thomas going against Tom Runyon. Cougars in their home whites going from the left to the right, and Birmingham Southern in black going right to the left. With the tip, Birmingham Southern. Rebo has it, works it into the right corner to Spears. Spears gets it to the top of the key to Runyon. Runyon now hands it off on the left wing to Willie, to the top of the key to Williams. Jason Williams backs him out to midcourt. Cougars in a man-to-man. Williams now works the ball left wing to Runyon. Runyon holds it there, now to the top of the key. On the dribble, Williams. Williams penetrates, dishes it off inside. Turnaround jumper on the way. Willie no good. Rebound cleared down by Lawrence Thomas, and here come the Cougars. The Cougars bring the ball up the floor. Kenny Moore into the front court. Across the timeline. Bounces it to a high post to Brandon Moore to Kenny Moore on the left wing. Kenny Moore beyond the arc. Man-to-man defense by Birmingham Southern. Pass goes to Brandon Moore along the left baseline. Back to Kenny to Brandon on the left baseline. Stepping into the paint. And a whistle and a foul away from the ball, and it's against Columbia. An illegal pick set by one of the Cougars. And picking up the personal foul is Ernie Swan. They have a brand new scoreboard at this brand new rental center, but the scoreboard's not functioning very well, as it does not read out any of the fouls. So you've got to be on top of the game. With the ball on the right wing now for Birmingham Southern is Willie. Willie drives to the left baseline, denied there, and he's bumped in, fouled, and I believe Ernie Swan picks up the person. Now yesterday, They let them mix it up here in first round action. Today they're calling a little tighter here at the early going. Our officials are Marvin Moore, Larry Britton, and Rick Hall as they officiate this game. Ryan Rebo inbounds the ball, gets the ball to Willie. Willie with it on the perimeter, has it on the right point. Looks for the backdoor pass, it's deflected and knocked out of bounds. Rebo saved it, but he saved the ball actually to Kenny Moore. Here come the Cougars, 5-on-3. Left wing to Swan, top of the key, Hemmer. Hemmer feeds inside to Lawrence Thomas, who was mugged, no whistle. Now the ball knocked loose and picked up by Williams into the front court, dishing off Willie, and Willie has the ball knocked away, and it's a foul charge to Eric Hemmer. 3 fouls to none here against Columbia in the early going. Oh, they charged at Ernie Swan, his third. Swan with 3 fast fouls. And going to the free throw line will be the left-handed shooter. Willie, Rod Willie, a 63% free throw shooter. Free throw on the way, it's good. There's the first point of the game. And Joe Grisella will have to check into the game, and Bob Burchard is up, and he is looking for an official. Lawrence Thomas now. Well, they may have not charged that foul to Ernie Swan. Looks like they're going to maybe make a change. And Coach Burchard is arguing that the foul should have been on one of the different. You can probably hear Coach Burchard on the far sideline. And the next free throw on the way is good. Anyhow, they charge Ernie Swan with his third personal. Full court pressure by Birmingham Southern. With it is Brandon Moore in the backcourt. He gets the ball up the floor to Lawrence Thomas. Thomas dishes off Hemmer for the layup. And the Cougars are tied with Birmingham Southern at 2. Into the front court, Rebo. Rebo cuts to the right elbow, tied up there, denied penetration. Rebo kicks it in the right corner. There goes the Runyon. Out top, three-pointer on the line for Jason Williams, and he drains it. And it's a 3-point lead for Birmingham Southern. Lead pass up the floor to Grisella at midcourt to Ernie Swan, or rather Eric Hemmer. Hemmer now gives the ball to Brandon Moore in traffic. Top of the key to Kenny Moore. Cougars trying to get the rhythm here as we played 2 minutes of this first round game of the national tournament. Now on the dribble is Kenny Moore, and he has the ball knocked out of bounds. Kenny Moore was mugged on the perimeter by Jason Williams. 5-2, the Cougars down by 3 here in the early going. Now Kenny Moore slaps the ball, trying to get it inside. Can't, top of the key, Drew Grisella. Grisella with it with 3 in the rings, works to the right. He's knocked to the floor, lost his footing, and has it taken away. And then Drew Grisella will be called in a frustration foul. As Grisella was knocked off balance, fell to the floor with a dribble, picked the ball up, and they took it away from him. And Coach Bob Burchard calls a 20-second timeout. First personal on Grisella, and the fourth team foul on the Cougars here in the first half of this game. Birmingham Southern making their 13th appearance in the national tournament as they come in with a school record on a number of points, hitting 27 three-pointers in a single game, and they've also made the most attempted the most three-point field goals in a game, 48 the same game. And in one contest, they made 37 out of 39 free throws, shooting 95% in the game. And they lead this contest by a score of 5-2. We have played 2 minutes and 11 seconds. And full court pressure now by Columbia. The bounce pass comes in to Ryan Rebo, the coach's nephew. Rebo on the dribble across the timeline, works it to the right wing. With it on the right wing, Runyon back to Rebo. Rebo feeds inside, and with the layup on the backdoor cut is Ron Willie. He's got 4, and the Cougars trail by 5. And bounce pass to Hemmer at three-quarter court. Cross court pass now to Kenny Moore. Kenny Moore now brings the ball to midcourt with a dribble. He has it knocked from behind by Willie out of bounds. Willie with a long reach. Willie at 6'3", a senior, knocks it out, and the Cougars will get the ball with 26 seconds on the shot clock at three-quarter court. And bounce pass to Kenny Moore. Kenny Moore now to midcourt, working on Rebo, works to the left wing. Kenny Moore being ridden by Rebo on the left wing, feeds Eric Hemmer left open. Hemmer penetrates, scoop shot up and in, and Eric Hemmer fouled. Eric Hemmer with a right-hand scoop shot on the left side of the bucket, skipped it in off the glass, and he was fouled. And the foul was charged to one of the Panthers. And I have no clue. We're on the opposite side of the scorer's bench, couldn't see the official's fingers. And there's no indication on the scoreboard. Free throw on the way from Eric Hemmer, good. And the Cougars now trail in the game by a score of 7-5. It was heavy traffic when the shot was put up. Full court pressure by Columbia, and on the dribble, Reball. Reball spins to the elbow, kicks the ball out to Williams. Williams to the free throw line, penetrates. Finger roll shot up, no good, but a whistle and a foul. And I believe it's on Lawrence Thomas. Lawrence Thomas picks up the personal. That's a 15 foul on Columbia. And we have played not quite 3 minutes. To the free throw line goes Jason Williams, a 77% free throw shooter. As Williams now with a deep knee bend launches the left-hand free throw, and it's no good, in and out. 7-5, Cougars down 2. They've trailed by as many as 5 here in the opening half. This beautiful Reynolds Center seats about 8,500. Next free throw on the way from Williams. Good. This building opened in December. Inbounds pass to Eric Hemmer. Hemmer gives the ball to Kenny Moore. Kenny Moore races into the paint, through traffic, scoop shot up, won't fall, but a whistle and a foul. As Kenny Moore beat the pack down the floor, was fouled from behind. The foul is charged to Ryan Reball. Second team foul on Birmingham Southern, the first on Reball, and Kenny Moore to the free throw line. As Kenny Moore to the line, is 70% free throw shooter, and the free throw is good. Kenny Moore trying to get the Cougars within 1, trailing 8-6. Today's game brought to you in part by Ameritech. In a world of technology, it's people that make a difference. Ameritech. Next free throw, no good. Rebound. Lawrence Thomas. Putback won't go down. Brandon Moore with a putback. That won't fall. Next rebound, Brandon Moore. He has it stripped away. Now it's loose on the deck. Trickles out of bounds. Last touch by Eric Hemmer. Rod really was very athletic and very quick, and he got into the mixer and knocked the ball out of bounds, but it was last touch by Eric Hemmer. 8-6, Cougars down 2, and here comes Reball on the dribble, catches a pick top of the key, leaves it for Runyon. Runyon now, this is off to Jason Williams. He works the ball to Spears on the high post to Runyon. Runyon with a backdoor cut, feeds underneath, layup up by Spears, no good. Rebound cleared down by Lawrence Thomas, and here comes Columbia. Thomas brings it up the floor with the Cougars down by 2. He gives the ball to Kenny Moore. Kenny Moore works to the right. Kenny Moore being hand-checked by Reball, works to the right wing, top of the key, Grisano, fakes the 3. Left side Hammer, down low to Brandon Moore, backing in. Now to Lawrence Thomas, Brandon Moore working on the left baseline, and Brandon Moore called for walking. First turnover of the game. 8-6, Cougars down 2 with 16-14 to play. First round action of the national tournament. And here comes Reball as he touches his head to set up the play. Reball across the timeline. Kicks the ball to Runyon, the post player playing out near mid-court. Runyon to Williams. Williams to Reball. Reball now bounces off right side. They threw it right there, Lawrence Thomas. Thomas with the steal. Up the floor. Hemmer lays it in, and the Cougars have tied the game. Eric Hemmer lays it in, and we're knotted at 8. Out top, Reball. Reball now works right to the left. Spins. Ball knocked loose. Free on the floor. Picked up by Hemmer. 2 on low. Eric Hemmer to the basket, lays it home. Cougars on their first lead of the game. As the Cougar defense forces yet another turnover, and timeout called by timeout Birmingham Southern. 4.5 minutes. Yeah.
Pick up your copy of the Tulsa World.
Really? I'm running right where I always do.
Nothing more intense than slamming a do. Mountain Dew and the Tulsa World.
Okay.
The NAIA salutes the following nightly sponsors for their support of this year's tournament: American Airlines, Bank of Oklahoma, Get Me Go, Mazio's, Trophy and Black Plus, and the Willowbrook.
Columbia 10, Birmingham Southern 8, even though the scoreboard says this. Well, the scoreboard says 10-8, as the Cougars have the lead. And here comes Birmingham Southern. And now into the game is Dory Christensen, a three-point expert. With the top of the key, Jason Williams. Williams now works the ball to the right wing. With it there is Jason Moore. And a 3-second in the lane violation, charged to Birmingham Southern. And that is their 4th turnover of the first half. Inbounds pass to Brandon Moore. He gives to Griselle on the far sideline. Full court pressure by Birmingham Southern to Kenny Moore. Kenny Moore now works the ball to midcourt. Kenny Moore trying to get across the timeline, across the line to Jen. With it on the line is Moore. Works it inside Kenny Moore to Lawrence Thomas, who forces a shot up there right him, and no foul. And the rebound is knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Birmingham Southern. And Kenny Moore will inbound. He gets the ball into Eric Hemmer, jump out of the right corner, falls to the floor, is short, and the rebound picked up by Willie. Willie gives the ball to Moore. Moore into the front court with it on the right point. Works right wing. With it there is Jin. Jin feeds down low, low post to Jason Williams. Posted up, put around jumper in the way. Good for Jason Williams. And he has got 6 and the game's tied at 10. Here come the Cougars. Lead pass up the floor to Eric Kemmer with another layup. And the Cougars take a 12-10 lead. Cougars are really destroying the press with a transition game. Jason Williams brings the ball to midcourt. Williams across the timeline, penetrates down to the middle. Shot put up, blocked by Brandon Moore. Recovery, Brandon Moore. Here comes Columbia. Brandon Moore to Kenny Moore into the front court. Kenny Moore with it on the left point. Cross court, his pass goes to Eric Kemmer. To Kenny Moore. Left side, Drew Grisella to Kenny Moore, top of the key. Cougars working out against the sagging man-to-man. Kenny Moore takes it off to the right wing. Top of the key, Eric Kemmer for 3. That's no good. Rebound trickles into the hands of Willie. And he brings the ball down the near sideline. Willie with it on the left wing, picked up by Hemmer. Top of the key, his pass goes. With it there, Jin. Jin holds it there. Jin now works to the right. Now works to the high post where he dishes the ball off to Pryor. Pryor, high post to Jin. Right wing now to Willie. Top of the key to Jin. Three-pointer on the way, good. Jin with that three-pointer, and it's a 1-point lead for Birmingham Southern, 13-12. And the Cougars bring the ball up the floor. Well, you just can't let them alone on the perimeter. Brandon Moore with it on the high post to Kenny Moore on the left wing. Kenny Moore looking inside to Brandon Moore on the left baseline. Out top to Grisella. Grisella to Kenny Moore. Inside Lawrence Thomas on the left baseline. Top of the key, Brandon Moore, 17-footer off the mark. Rebound cleared out of there by the Panthers, Jason Moore. Down the near sideline, Moore. Moore with it on the left point. Feeds it inside. Turnaround shot on the way in and out by Pryor. Rebound cleared down by Eric Kemmer, and here come the Cougars. As Kenny Moore now brings the ball to midcourt. Kenny Moore slows the tempo. Bounces it to the high post. Lawrence Thomas feeds inside Eric Kemmer. Turnaround jumper out of the paint. Yes! And Eric Kemmer has come before. He's got 12, and the Cougars regain the lead. They're up by 1, 14-13. Into the front court, Jason Williams. Williams with it on the right point. Feeds it to the high post. With it there trying to penetrate is Moore. He feeds underneath inside to Pryor, back and in. Shot blocked by Brandon Moore. But picking up the loose ball is Ginn. And his jumper on the way is good. That's Jason Moore. Correction. And it is 16-14. Cougars down 2. The inside-outside game working for Birmingham Southern. Kenny Moore to Lawrence Thomas. Backdoor cut to Eric Kemmer with his bucket. Kemmer with another bucket. He's got 14. And we're tied at 16. Kemmer got loose on the baseline and just dropped it in over the front of the rim. Man-to-man defense by the Cougars as their crowd gets into it. Top of the key is Pryor. They work to the right wing. With it on the right wing, trying to get free is Ginn. As Ginn now works to the right side to Moore. Top of the key to Pryor. Pryor holds the ball there, feeds to Willie, penetrating. Willie traveled with the ball, no whistle. No whistle, unbelievable. With the drive now, Willie. Willie penetrates, double scoop shot up, no good. Rebound picked up by Lawrence Thomas. Here come the Cougars. Thomas to Kenny Moore, down to the left baseline. He's hammered. To Lawrence Thomas, finger roll, no good, no whistle, and a foul. Finger in a row, and the foul is going to be charged to Birmingham Southern's Adrian Pryor, I believe. It will be the third team foul on Birmingham Southern. Foul is on Adrian Pryor. It's his first. And that is the 15th foul now on Birmingham Southern. Free throw from Lawrence Thomas, good. Lawrence Thomas playing without the leg brace today and looks to be back to his old self. It's just a matter of getting in the flow. Eric Kemmer gets a breather. Brandon Moore and Kenny Moore. Into the game for the Cougars. Ernie Swan playing with 3 fouls. Ben Russell and also Jeff Timko. Cougars with a 1-point lead, 17-16 here in the first half. Next free throw from Lawrence Thomas. Good, he got them both. And the Cougars have a 2-point lead for the second time in the game. Down the far sideline, Clint Spears. Spears across the timeline with the dribble. Works it in the left corner where he gives the ball to Christmanson. Christmanson brings it out to the right point. Now to Spears on the left wing, trying to penetrate on Temko. He can't get his shot there. Now to the top of the key to Moore. Moore's running one-hander on the way, no good. Rebound bent Ben Russell. Russell knocked to the floor, but with a good rebound, gives the ball to Ernie Swan, penetrating to the rack. Hooker up, no good. Rebound fought for, falls to the floor, and it's picked up by Ginn. Ginn into the front court, gives the ball to Moore, trying to drive left baseline, kicks it off to the left wing where he dishes it out to Christensen. Christensen working on Temko, drive shot blocked by Temko. And Temko got away with a foul. He gives to Ernie Swan. Swan to Grisella, top of the key now to Swan. Cougars by 2, 18-16 in a Russell Royal here on a Wednesday morning. Swan with it on the right wing, picks up his dribble. Swan, bounce pass out of bounds, tried to get the ball to Ben Russell, and Russell couldn't get to the loose ball. Turnover charge to the Cougars, unofficially their third. Now Drew Grisella gets a breather, Kenny Moore in, Ernie Swan out. Also back into the lineup, Jeremy Hafer are into the lineup for the first time. 18-16, Cougars by 2. They'll play in a half court man-to-man. Now on the dribble, bringing it up the floor, Clint Spears, the nation's top three-point shooter. With it on the left wing is Ginn. Ginn now to the top of the key to Pryor. Pryor to Spears. Spears with Temko there with him. Now to Spears, down low to Pryor. Pryor backing in on Ben Russell. On the right block. Turnaround jumper, no good. Rebound knocked around. Jeremy Hafer's got it for the Cougars. Here comes Columbia as Hafer and the Cougars bring it up the floor. Across the timeline, Kenny Moore between the leg dribble. Works to the right, has it on the perimeter, right wing. Out of contact inside to Hafer, left side Temko. Temko holds it over his head. Top of the key, Lawrence Thomas, turnaround jumper, loops around, no good. Rebound, Hafer. Hafer with a tough board as Hafer posted up down low. With it, Kenny Moore. Lawrence Thomas, Temko on the left wing. Temko looking inside, lobs it down low. Ben Russell working on left baseline. Jumper gone. Ben Russell gives the Cougars their biggest lead of the game. They're up 4. Now on the dribble is Clint Spears, and he's fouled by Jeff Temko. They let him mix it up. Temko picks up the personal, and that'll be his first. And the 6th team foul on Columbia. As Temko picks up his first 16 foul on the Cougars. They lead it by a score of 20-16. Very physical game. And now Birmingham Southern rolling down on the near sideline. Jason Williams to trigger in. Williams gets it in to Ryan Rebo. Rebo with it, top of the key. Their designated point guard. Rebo has it knocked away by Kenny Moore, and Kenny Moore is called for the foul. Kenny Moore came around on the backside and is called for the hold. And the foul on Kenny is his first. And the 17th foul now on Columbia already, and we have played right out of 11 minutes. Don't forget, we'll have our Old Chicago Pizza halftime score for you at the break here on this Wednesday morning. And the free throw on the way from Rebo, good. Ryan Rebo out of New Orleans. He's a 49% three-point shooter, shooting 83% from the free throw line. 5'10" sophomore, 6 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists a game. His job is to distribute the basketball for Coach Dwayne Rebo, his uncle and head coach. And the next free throw on the way from the right-hander is good, as Rebo got them both. And now full court pressure, runs past to Kenny Moore, and Kenny Moore brings the ball up the floor. Kenny Moore works the midcourt. Birmingham Southern playing his own. With it on the left wing, Kenny Moore. Top of the key, Hafer. Hafer holds there to Kenny Moore. Kenny Moore down low to Ben Russell. Top of the key to Hafer. Right side now to Temko. Temko to Hafer, top of the key. Bounce pass to Brandon Moore to Hafer. Right wing to Temko. Three-pointer, no good. And the rebound cleared out of there by Willie of Birmingham Southern. Willie races it into the front court. Has it on the left wing. Picked up by Hafer. Top of the key to Runyon. Runyon guarded there by Ben Russell. Runyon hands it off way out high to Spears. Spears near midcourt. Guarded up by Temko. Spears with it on the right point. Spears trying to make something happen. Spears being put on, being defended by Temko. Dishes off left wing. With it there, Jason Williams. Top of the key now, Runyon. Runyon with it beyond the arc. On a backdoor cut to Willie for the layup. And the game's tied at 20. Cougars have led by 4 and Birmingham Southern by 5 here in the first half. We have played 12 minutes. Kenny Moore into the front court. Backs across the timeline. Kenny Moore works to the right, now to the left. Gives the ball to Brandon Moore to Kenny Moore. Cougars working against his zone. To Eric Hemmer. or rather to Jeff Temko. Temko, top of the key, Kenny Moore. Kenny Moore to Hafer. Down low, Ben Russell. Driving left baseline. Shot no good. Rebound falls into Rebo's hands. And here comes Birmingham Southern. Rebo on the move into the front court. Rebo with it. Feeds it inside. Ball knocked loose. Free on the floor. Kept wide by Russell. Picked up by Kenny Moore. Kenny Moore drives, slides in the paint. He's thrown to the floor by Tom Runyon. And Runyon called for the foul to be his second personal. Runyon picks up his second personal and the 4th team foul. And to the line, Kenny Moore as he goes there to try to break this 20-all tie.
At the free throw line, number 5, Kenny Moore, shoots 2.
Kenny Moore in the game with 1 point. 1 of 2, I believe, from the line. Free throw from Kenny, no good. He's missed 2 in a row. 2 in a row Kenny has missed. Now Jeff Walter into the lineup. Ben Russell gets a breather. Eric Kemmer into the lineup. Drew Grisella back into the lineup. Hafer takes a seat. Cougars rotating that person out. Kenny Moore takes his time at the stripe, ready with the free throw. It's on the way. It's good. Cougars have a 1-point lead. Kenny has 2. And Rebo brings it up the floor for Birmingham Southern. Rebo across the timeline, gets it to the top of the key to Williams. Williams to Spears on the right wing. Spears beyond the arc to Willett, to Rebo. Down low inside Spears. Spears banks it up, no good. Rebound falls to the floor. Spears tied up, kicks it out to Williams. Three-pointer, air ball. Rebound weak side, trickles out of bounds. Last touch by Adrian Pryor. Well, now they give the ball to Birmingham Southern. They indicated it was going to Columbia. And Rebo blown through the paint on a charge of Spears, and they charge Drew Grisella. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I've watched a lot of basketball this year. Unbelievable. Grisella called for the foul. And going to the free throw line would be Clint Spears. He plowed through the lane. Belt buckle to belt buckle with Grisella on an inbounds play. Plowed him over, floored him, and Spears goes to the line. Grisella called for the foul. Free throw, good. Spears, a 65% free throw shooter, 55% shooter from the three-point line, has a point. And it's 21-21. Next free throw from Spears, good. We got that one to fall, and it's a 1-point lead now for Birmingham Southern. Here come the Cougars. Kenny Moore into the front court, across the timeline, works to the left. He's being read by Rebo. Kenny Moore with it beyond the arc, on the left wing with the dribble. Kenny Moore looking inside, now spins, drives to the left baseline, pulls up from 15, shot in and out, no good. Rebound fought for, pulled down by Pryor, and here comes Birmingham Southern, leading by 1. Down the far sideline, Rebo. Rebo kicks it down low inside to Williams. Williams in the paint, stops, shot good. Jason Williams has 8. And it's 24-21, a 3-point lead now for Birmingham Southern. It's 6:22 to play here in the first half. To Jeff Walter, left wing Kenny Moore. Kenny Moore on the left point. Now to Grisella, right side to Eric Kemmer. Cougars have not shot well from the perimeter. To Jeff Walter, to Kenny Moore. Now a whistle and a foul away from the ball. And a pushing foul, I believe, on Willie. As Rod Willie called for a hold. That is the 5th team foul now on Birmingham Southern and the first foul on Rod Willie. Jeff Walter out of the game for Columbia. Back into the lineup, Lawrence Thomas. Now Kenny Moore trying to inbound. Gets the ball inbound at Eric Kemmer, and he can't hang on. It trickles out of bounds, and the Cougars turn it away. As Columbia had problems getting the ball inbounded underneath their own bucket. 24-21, Birmingham Southern with a 3-point lead. Ryan Rebo into the front court. Rebo works right wing to Jason Williams. Top of the key Pryor, left side Rebo. Rebo very quick with the dribble down to the left corner. Rebo back out to the right point. Gives the ball to Pryor. Pryor to Willie on the perimeter. Willie holding there, guard up by Hammer, penetrates, runs over Lawrence Thomas, shot up, no good. Rebound Eric Hammer. He missed the original shot, then the tip in, and then Eric Kemmer pulled down the rebound. Hammer to Kenny Moore, to Grisella, to Moore into the front court. Kenny Moore with the top of the key to Brandon Moore. Cougars down 3 to Eric Hemmer. Eric Hemmer, top of the key to Grisella. Grisella and Eric Hemmer on the perimeter. Hemmer gives the ball to Thomas. Top of the key, Brandon Moore. 17-footer good. Brandon Moore with his first basket of the game, and it's 24-23. 1 point lead for Birmingham Southern. On the dribble, Rebo. Rebo into the front court, has it on the right point. His pass goes to Williams on the right wing. Williams now circles around, penetrates, puts up the running one-hander, and a foul on Eric Hemmer. Hemmer called for a hack inside. Eric Hemmer picks up the personal. First on Hemmer. That's a 19th foul on Columbia. And Jason Williams to the line where he'll shoot up there. 24-23, Cougars down 1. Free throw from Jason Williams is short. Jason Williams feeling that morning start as he left that first shot short. Jason Williams shoots this one left-handed, free throw good. He shoots one left-handed, one right. You don't see that very often. Williams with that. And here come the Cougars. On the dribble, Kenny Moore. Kenny Moore working on Rebo. Bounces the ball to Brandon Moore. Takes a shot, no whistle. Top of the key to Kenny Moore. Kenny Moore on the right point. Works right side now to Grisella, to Brandon Moore. Left wing, Eric Hemmer. Hemmer beyond the arc. Trying to drive to the baseline. Top of the key, Lawrence Thomas. Man-to-man defense now by Birmingham on this trip down. Now to Brandon Moore. He fed inside. Pass went awry and picked out of there by Pryor. Turnover Columbia. 4th in the game. And now we've got an official timeout as Ryan Rebo needs to tie his shoe as his shoe came untied. Cougars have trailed by 5. They've gone up by 4. Currently they trail by 2, 25-23. 4:26 to play here in the first half. The winner will play tomorrow at 10:45 against the winner of a game that will be played at 12 o'clock today. With it on the right point, Pryor. Now to the left point to Williams. He lobs it down low to Williams. And to Willie. Willie, turnaround jumper good. Rod Willie's got 8. And a timeout call by the Cougars. They fall behind by 4, 27-23. More Cougar basketball in a minute.
The official host of this year's tournament is the Tulsa Sports Commission. In 1999, the commission will assist in over 20 events.
Nope, 1 minute here.
$1 million in economic impact for Tulsa. The NAIA is grateful for the support of the Tulsa Sports Commission.
All right.
KTUL-TV, Oklahoma's Channel 8 is the official media sponsor for this year's tournament. Be sure to turn
we're probably behind on some spots. We'll get caught up. This game will probably go overtime. This game will probably go OT.
Or the nation with the new AT&T Digital One Rate. 50 states, one rate. Only from AT&T Wireless.
Cold in here. It's cold in here.
And daily sponsor for 1999.
Huh?
What do you think of officiating?
Horrible. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm glad the game's kind of got back, slowed back down. We were running.
We'd like to thank the following companies.
Even though we were up by 2-4, I didn't think we could. They want to run, we don't.
The Reynolds Center staff. The Agdar Shrine Temple for providing.
Welcome back to the national tournament in Tulsa, Oklahoma in the brand new Reynolds Center. Gorgeous facility on the campus of Tulsa University. Just the thing is, they don't use all the amenities here. They got a nice big scoreboard with a dining vision. It has not been turned on in 2 days. The personal points and fouls totals on the scoreboard have not functioned throughout the first 2 days. And there's no way of indicating who the foul is charged to unless you were able to read the official's fingers. On the dribble into the front court is Kenny Moore. Kenny Moore across the timeline for Columbia. Gives and goes with Hemmer. Layup no good. Kenny Moore foul. As Kenny Moore took a shot. And Kenny will go to the line. It looks like the foul's on Clint Spears. First on Spears, the 6th team foul now on Birmingham Southern. And Kenny Moore to the free throw line. The Cougars just got to continue to drive the ball inside and work on Birmingham Southern's interior game. And Kenny Moore's free throw in flight is no good. And Kenny's struggling from the line. Kenny is now 2 of 5 from the stripe in this game. 6-foot junior out of Penn Valley Community College. Free throw from Kenny on the way. Short, rebound tipped up by Lawrence Thomas. No good, but Lawrence called for being on the back. That's team foul number 10 on Columbia. And the second on Lawrence Thomas. And we'll go to the other end, and Birmingham Southern with 3:51 to play in the first half in the double bonus. And to the free throw line goes Jason Williams, who has struggled some from the line. Williams is 2 of 4. He's got 9 points in the game. Williams' left-hand free throw on the way is good. And Birmingham Southern now leads it by a score of 28-23, a 5-point lead. Coach Burchard over there questioning one of the 3 officials. Next free throw on the way is also good from Jason Williams, who now has 11. And Birmingham Southern has opened up their biggest lead of the game. They're up 6, 29-23. And Ben Russell inbounds for Columbia. Full court pressure by Birmingham Southern. Russell gets the ball to Kenny Moore. And Kenny Moore brings the ball to midcourt. Now, Birmingham Southern shifts to a man-to-man. High post to Ben Russell, to Kenny Moore. Kenny Moore with it on the left wing. Top of the key to Drew Grisello. Right wing, Eric Hemmer. Hemmer with it on the right wing. Out top to Brandon Moore. And a whistle and a foul away from the ball. And this foul goes against Birmingham Southern. And I believe it's on Adrian Pryor. Pryor charged with a personal. 17th foul on Birmingham Southern. And Drew Grisello has not scored in this game to the line. He'll shoot a 1-and-1 as the Cougars now in the 1-and-1. Free throw from Grisello is no good. And Columbia, as a team, comes in here shooting 71% from the free throw line. A lob pass up floor is deflected by Grisello, and it belongs to Birmingham Southern. 29-23, Cougars down 6. With the top of the key is Ginn. Ginn now dishes the ball off to Williams. Williams high post to Pryor. Pryor on the backdoor cut to Williams for the, or rather Willie for the layup. And the Cougars got beat there, fronting the three-pointer. They're down 8. Eric Hemmer with it down the near sideline. Top of the key to Kenny Moore. Kenny Moore with it on the right point. Looking inside. Kenny Moore to Brandon Moore to Kenny Moore. 4-3 off the right wing. That won't go. Rebound Brandon Moore in the right corner to Kenny Moore. Top top. Cougars have yet to hit a 3 in this game. Kenny Moore with it on the right wing. Under 3 minutes to play in the first half. He backs away. Kenny Moore now penetrates. Goes to the rack. Finger roll is no good. And the rebound cleared down by Pryor. And here comes Birmingham Southern with a chance to open their 8-point lead up to 10. 31-23. As Birmingham Southern works the ball into the front court. Williams on the dribble, working on Ben Russell. Catches a pick. Kicks it out to Willie. Three-pointer is a brick. Rebound. Fought for. Brandon Moore clears it down for Columbia. Here come the Cougars. Kenny Moore into the front court. Top of the key. Holds it there. Kenny Moore now will set up the offense against the man-to-man defense. Moore to the right wing. Left side, Grisello. Grisello fakes the 3. He penetrates to the left baseline. Running with a handle good from Drew Grisello. And it's 31-25. Cougars down a half a dozen. Into the front court on the dribble, Christensen. He dishes it off. Gives the ball to Williams. Williams back to the top of the key, trying to penetrate Jason Williams. His running off balance shot off the glass, good. And Jason Williams has got 13. 33-25. Kenny Moore walks it into the front court. Kenny Moore slides off to the left. Cougars slow the tempo a bit. To Grisello. Good feed inside Brandon Moore. Head fake, shot up. No good, but a whistle and a foul. Drew Grisello had the 3, but saw Brandon Moore open in the paint. And Brandon Moore got the pass, tried to get the shot off, but he was fouled. Foul charged to Jason Williams, his first, 8th team foul now on the Panthers. And Brandon Moore to the strike, shooting 62% on the year. Cougars have not helped themselves at the free throw line. This one is good. And the score is 33-26. 33-26, Cougars down by 7. Brandon Moore trying to get Columbia back within 6. Cougars need a little run here to close out the first half to close the gap. Brandon Moore's next free throw good. He got them both. Brandon Moore with 4 points, 6-point deficit looking at Columbia. Now Spears on the dribble. Spears working against Timko. Spears across the timeline. Has it on the right point. He works it down to the right wing where he gets the ball to Moore. Moore dishes it off to Williams. Williams circles to the top of the key to Willie. Left wing now. Pass stolen by Ben Russell, and Russell called for being on the back of Jason Williams. Jason Williams has lived a charmed life. He's already been to the free throw line 6 times, hitting 4 or 6, and he's going to go back. And Ben Russell picks up the personal, his first of the game. 11th team foul now on Columbia. Cougars trail 33-27. Free throw from the lefty Ben Russell, or rather Jason Williams is good. He's got 14. Eric Kemmer has 14. And Jason Williams of Birmingham Southern 14. And his free throw on the way. In and out, no good. On the back is Pryor, no whistle. Rebound ricochets off the board, picked up by Kenny Moore. Kenny Moore with it on the right point. Kenny Moore to the top of the key. Circles around on the right point with 1:05 to play in the half. Kenny Moore to Ben Russell on the right baseline. He takes a shot. And now kicks it out to Eric Kemmer. Down low to Brandon Moore. Brandon Moore backing in on the left baseline. His shot partially blocked. Rebound knocked around. Kenny Moore with a three-pointer, right points short. Rebound tipped around. Brandon Moore with a rebound. Put back won't go. Next rebound fought for and cleared down by Spears of Birmingham Southern. 40 seconds to play in the half. Spears into the front court. Spears circles to the left. Has a ball knocked loose. Stolen by Brandon Moore. Up the floor to Eric Kemmer. Kemmer with another layup. He's got 16. And the score's 34-29. Cougars down by 5. 22 seconds to play in the first half. Cougars want a defensive stand in this possession. Spears with it, top of the key. Spears left side to Pryor. Pryor beyond the arc, caught it by Hammer. Top of the key, the pass comes to Spears. Spears with it out top to Pryor. Pryor to Willie, and he dribbled it out of bounds. Willie dribbled it out of bounds, and the ball goes back to Birmingham Southern with 4 seconds to play. What I'd like to see here is a shooting foul on Birmingham Southern. 4 seconds to play here before the old Chicago Pizza halftime score. As Ben Russell will go to the baseline to inbound. Russell gets it into Kenny Moore down to their sideline. They said he stepped on the line. Ben Russell stepped on the line. Rather, Kenny Moore on the inbound spot. Kenny Moore caught the ball and dribbled at one time, and a second ticked off. 3 seconds to play. And now Birmingham Southern will inbound in their front court. A costly turnover for Columbia. And now inbounding will be Clint Spears out of Mount Olive, Alabama. They'll inbound on the near sideline. Spears looking inside. Gets it to the top of the key. Ben Russell knocks it loose. 3 on the floor. Shot put up by Kenny Moore at the top of the key. No good. We have reached the halftime. Ben Russell floored the intended receiver at midcourt, and the ball came loose. Kenny Moore put up a shot, couldn't knock it down. And it is halftime. The old Chicago Pizza halftime score. Got one. Back at the national tournament, the Cougars trailing Birmingham Southern 34-29 here in the break. As we get set for the second half, the Cougars will start the second half with Ernie Swan, Kenny Moore, Eric Kemmer, Lawrence Thomas, and Brandon Moore. Lawrence Thomas playing without the knee brace here in this game. And for Birmingham Southern, they start those starters: Jason Williams, Ryan Rebo, Clint Spears, Tom Runyon, and Rod Willie. As we get ready to get the second half underway. Crowd starting now to show up. Cougar fans are here after the Midnight Express. They had fans that left at midnight and arrived here at game time. And Columbia will get the basketball to start the second half. I'm Tex Little, and we hope that you enjoy the broadcast. Our producer today is Randy Michaels, and engineer Mike Mayfield, his assistant Brian Taylor. A bounce pass tossed into Kenny Moore, and here come the Cougars. Kenny Moore across the timeline, picked up by Rebo. Kenny Moore works to the left, has it on the left wing beyond the arc. Trying to get it inside, can't. Top of the key to Ernie Swan. Swan with it on the right point. Eric Kemmer, left side, Kenny Moore. Lob inside, Lawrence Thomas. Bank shot up, no good. Got his own rebound. Thomas back to the rack where the rebound is fouled. And Lawrence Thomas seems like he has put his game face on. as Thomas will go to the line where he's 2 of 2. The only points of the game for Lawrence came from the free throw line. And the foul is charged to Birmingham Southern. First of the second half. And it's charged to Rod Willie, his second. Free throw from Lawrence Thomas, good. It's a 4-point game. Lawrence Thomas, 64% free throw shooter on the year. It slid off a little bit late in the year, but he's a good free throw shooter. 34-30. Next free throw from Thomas on the way. Short, rebound fought for and cleared out of there by Jason Williams, and here comes Birmingham Southern. Williams to Rebo. Rebo with the dribble into the front court to Williams. Williams, who had the hot hand in the front half, gives the ball to Rebo. Rebo with it circling around out top. Kenny Moore trying to gamble and knock it away. Lost him. And a running jumper on the way, no good, but a whistle and a foul. And I think it's on Kenny Moore. Second foul on Moore. First foul on the Cougars in the second half. They were hit with a total in the first half of 11 personal fouls. 8 fouls on Birmingham Southern. Rebo's free throw good. Ryan Rebo now with 3 points, all from the strike. Birmingham Southern shot 77% from the line in the first half. Cougars less than 60. Next rebound on the way, or free throw on the way, no good. Rebound Brandon Moore. And here comes Columbia. Kenny Moore brings it up the floor. Cougars down 5, 35-30. Kenny Moore across the timeline. Kenny Moore works to the right point. Picks up his dribble to Ernie Swan, head of the key to Kenny Moore on the right point. Down low, Lawrence Thomas working on the right baseline to the rack. Missed the shot. Rebound knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Birmingham Southern. Lawrence Thomas just looks like he had that shot come off his hand in a weird, strange way. And now the Cougars will try to inbound. Inbounds pass to Swan, top of the key. Ernie got in foul trouble early in the game at 3 fouls in the first 2 minutes. Swan with it, left wing. Top of the key now to Lawrence Thomas, to Kenny Moore, to Brandon Moore. 17-foot jumper, good for Brandon Moore, and he's got 6. And the Cougars trail 35-32. They're down 3. On the dribble, into the front court, Rebo. Rebo across the timeline. Has it out top, Cougars in half-court man. Bounces it off to Runyon. Runyon to Rebo. And now blowing into the paint. And a whistle and a foul, and falling to the floor. Spears, and he rolls around. The foul's going to be charged, I think, to Brandon Moore. No, Lawrence Thomas called for the foul. His third personal. Second team foul on Columbia. And Spears slow to get up as he tries to walk it off. As Lawrence Thomas picks up his third personal foul. He's got 3. Ernie Swan with 3. We're just underway in the second half. And now they stack along the right side of the paint, and the officials come over as they jockey for position to straighten them out. Trying to get it in, Rebo. Rebo looking and looking. Still can't find anybody. Now the second man through Spears behind a pick. Gets a 3-pointer to go off the right wing. That's his first 3 of the game. He's got 5. On the dribble, Kenny Moore as he brings it up the floor. He's being ridden by Rebo. Kenny Moore into the front court. Cougars trail 38-32. Now out top the hammer. Left side it goes to Ernie Swan. Swan with it on the right wing. 3-pointers, a brick. Rebound cleared down by Spears. And here comes Birmingham Southern. The Cougars can't hit from the perimeter. On the dribble, Rebo. Rebo with it. Top of the key. Works to the left. Gives the ball to Williams. Williams with it on the left wing. Got up by Lawrence Thomas. Now to Rebo. Rebo with the dribble between the rings. To the right side. Into the corner to Williams. Picked up by Lawrence Thomas. Top of the key to Runyon. Runyon hands it off to Spears. Spears trying to get free. Penetrates. Can't get a shot off. Now back out top to Williams. Williams trying to work on Lawrence Thomas. Williams now to Rebo. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Rebo has it stripped loose. Gets it off. It's no good. Just beat the shot clock. And the rebound cleared down by Lawrence Thomas. Thomas gives the ball to Kenny Moore. Kenny Moore with it on the right point. Good defensive stand by Columbia. They got a shot, but it wasn't the one they wanted. Eric Hemmer with it on the right wing. Top of the key, Ernie Swan. Left side to Kenny Moore. Cougars need one of those 3-pointers to step forward. Lawrence Thomas jumper, no good. Rebound tipped up and in by Ernie Swan with his first basket of the game. 34-38, Cougars down 4. Into the front court. Willie very quick, brought up by Swan. Willie with it between the rings. Now out near midcourt. as he bounces the ball off to Runyon. Runyon, right wing now to Rebo. Everybody above the paint. Pass goes down low to Williams. He leans in. One-hander up, good, no good. And a foul on Lawrence Thomas, his 4th of the game. Thomas with 2 quick fouls here in the second half has 4 personal, and he'll have to come out. The 3rd team foul. Jason Williams will go to the line to shoot more free throws. Williams with 14 points in the game. And he goes to the stripe. Jason Williams, 5 of 8 from the free throw line in the contest. Shoots a pair on this trip. Cougars down by 4. 34-38. Free throw on the way from Williams is no good. Jason Williams, a 77% free throw shooter on the year, but boy, those percentages drop off when you get at this stage of the season because of the pressure. So the Cougars got to do it again without Lawrence Thomas, who's in foul trouble. And Jason Williams back to the stripe. Free throw is in and out, no good. Rebound, Ben Russell. Russell with a board, and here comes Columbia. Kenny Moore brings the ball to midcourt. Moore across the timeline. Moore works it to the right point. Moore getting some heat to Ben Russell in the high post. Left wing, Eric Hemmer. Back to Kenny Moore. Right side now to Eric Hemmer. Kenny Moore down low, Ben Russell in the left corner. To Moore, round the perimeter to Eric Hemmer. Hemmer gives the ball to Kenny Moore to Swan. Back to Moore to Swan. Out top, Kenny Moore penetrating. Gives the ball to Ben Russell. He can't get his shot to Ernie Swan. 3-pointer on the way, no good. And the rebound cleared down by Jason Williams. And the Cougars have yet to hit a 3. Into the front court. Rebo penetrates, and he'll be hand-checked by Kenny Moore. And Kenny Moore now has 3 personal fouls. And that gets Drew Grisella up off the bench and into the game. And that's the 4th team foul now on Columbia here in the second half. In the second half, following the same pattern as the first half, Cougars 11 fouls as a team in the first half, and 8 on Birmingham Southern. Rebo trying to get the ball inbound. It does to Willie on the left point, about 40 feet out into the left corner to Spears. Spears pulls up. 15-footer is no good. Rebound, Ernie Swan. Swan for Columbia, being ridden in the backcourt, spins away from the pressure, and now brings it to the top of the key. Swan will point the offense. Ernie works to the left. Has it on the left wing. Cougars trail 38-34. Bounce pass kicked by Rebo, and the Cougars get a fresh shot clock. Don't forget, we'll have our Joe Watkins Ford Player of the Game at the conclusion of this Cougar victory, as Columbia trails by 4, 38-34. Ernie Swan inbound, left baseline. Looking inside, kicks it out to Drew Grisella. Grisella with it on the left point. Now to Swan. Swan brings it to the top of the key. Swan to Brandon Moore. Brandon Moore to Eric Hemmer. Down low to Ben Russell. Back to Hemmer for 3, right wing. Short, way short. Rebound cleared down by Willie. Here comes Birmingham Southern. Willie with it into the front court. Willie on the right wing. Top of the key, Runyon. Runyon holds it there as Runyon now gives the ball to Spears, penetrating. Spears dribbled it off his leg and runs it down to the left corner. No double dribble. And ball comes back out to Rebo. Rebo gives the ball to Runyon on the high post. Runyon to Rebo, who fakes the 3. Rebo penetrates, running two-hander, no good. Rebound knocked in the air. Loose now on the floor, picked up by Grisella. He gives the Swan. Here come the Cougars. 4-on-4. Ernie Swan gives the ball to Van Russell, who dunks it home, but a charging foul called on, is it Ernie Swan? His 4th. Ernie Swan with 4. Cougars cannot get anything to go their way. They have the numbers. Swan gave up the ball, but they said he was guilty of the player control foul before he gave it up. 34-38, Cougars trailing by 4. Swan with 4 fouls on the bench, as is Lawrence Thomas, and there's 14:55 to go in the game. Jason Williams to midcourt. Williams across the timeline to Rebo. Rebo to Runyon. Runyon on the high post. Runyon holds the ball out top there. Can't find anyone open. Now backdoor cut. He got the ball to Jason Williams. He dunked it. And a whistle and a foul on Dan Russell. Russell called for the foul. Who got caught on the hip. And it's his second personal, 16 foul. Jason Williams with a dunk, got 6. He'll try to, rather 16. He'll try to complete the 3-point ball. Nice power move by the lefty Jason Williams. And it's 40-34. And Jason Williams to the line. 40-34, 6-point lead for Birmingham Southern here in the second half. 14:37 to play. Jason Williams' free throw is good. He's got 17 points. And here comes Columbia. They're looking for some help. On the dribble into the front court, Kenny Moore. Kenny Moore wearing black shoes today, on the dribble to the left. Picks up a pick from Ben Russell, but not a very good one. Now to Gruzella. Back to Kenny Moore. Lob down low to Brandon Moore. Around the perimeter they work it. They get the ball to Eric Hemmer on the right wing. Hemmer to the top of the key to Gruzella. Gruzella left side, Kenny Moore. Kenny Moore to Brandon Moore at the free throw line. Lob inside to Gruzella, and it's stripped away. The last touched by Birmingham Southern as it trickles out of bounds, and the ball goes back to Columbia. 41-34, Columbia down 7 here in the second half. Cougars have led by 4 momentarily. Brandon Moore, turnaround jumper right baseline good. And Brandon Moore's got 8 as he knocked it in out of about 10 feet away. And now it is a 41-35 ball game. Into the front court. Rebo works the ball to Williams, and Williams, who must be made out of glass, picks up another foul. And the reason I say that is they breathe on it and they call the foul. And picking up this foul is Gruzella, I think. And Coach Bob Bircher wants a full timeout. We'll be back with more Cougar basketball in a minute.
Copies of the questionnaire are located at the program stand on the concourse near the ticket office. Please complete the survey and return it to the program stand. Thank you for assistance.
This is unbelievable.
Throughout the tournament and following each game, remember to purchase your tickets for tomorrow's session. Tickets are available at the Reynolds Center box office located on the concourse level, or by calling the ticket office at 631-5555. $2 discount coupons to evening sessions are published in the sports section of the Tulsa World each day, courtesy of the 1999 corporate sponsor.
We haven't hit a 3, have we? No, we haven't.
Jason's Deli with 2 convenient locations, 61st and Memorial and 15th in Peoria, has provided
13 minutes and 50 seconds to play in first round action from the National Championship Tournament in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And at the free throw line goes Jason Williams, who has 17 points in the game. Williams now has shot a total of 11 free throws in this contest, and the first one on the way is good. He's now got 18, and the Cougars trail 42-36. As Jason Williams ready with the next one for Birmingham Southern. They have a record of 25-6, ranked 14th in the nation. Next free throw from Williams. Good, he got them both. He's got 19. And Birmingham Southern making the 13th appearance here at the national tournament. At the national tournament, they're 18-10, winning 2 national titles. On the dribble, Eric Hemmer into the front court. Hemmer gets it out top to Kenny Moore. Kenny Moore now on the dribble, works to the right side as the Cougars trail by 7. Top of the key to Ben Russell. Left side to Drew Gruzella. Gruzella gives the ball to Brandon Moore. Brandon Moore, right side, Kenny Moore. Down low to Ben Russell on the right baseline. He draws a double team and a foul called, a pushing foul call, believe it or not, on Jason Moore. Jason Moore on Birmingham Southern. Correction, a foul on Todd Ginn. Ginn called for the foul. Second team foul on Birmingham Southern in the second half, and on Ginn, his first. Now with it on the right wing is Hemmer. Back out top to Kenny Moore. Kenny Moore slides down left side of the paint. Has his shot blocked, it goes out of bounds. Last touched by Eric Hemmer. Jason Moore made a good play to have it go off of Eric Hemmer. And the Cougars just can't quite find the rhythm here. Can't get a break, trailing by 7. Into the front court, Willie. High post now to Runyon. Runyon with it on a backdoor pass. Gives the ball again. His bank shot no good. Willie with a rebound on the weak side. Putback won't go down. Next rebound knocked around away from Hemmer and picked up by Runyon. Runyon kicks it back out to Ginn. Down to the top of the key to Runyon. Runyon with it ahead of the key. 12:45 to play here in the game. to Willie. Willie to Runyon looking for a backdoor cut. Runyon now back to Willie. Willie slides off to the right, catches a pick, drives, shot blocked by Brandon Moore, but Eric Hemmer picks up the personal. Before the last break, Ben Russell was called for the foul. Eric Hemmer now with a total of 2, and that is the 8th team foul on Columbia in the second half compared to the 2 on Birmingham Southern. Cougars now in the game, 19 fouls, Birmingham Southern 10. That's almost 2-1. Free throw on the way from Willie's a brick. Ryan Willie, 63% free throw shooter. 2, now with 3 in the game. Left that one short. Ernie Swan returns with 4 personal fouls. 43-36, Cougars down 7. They need a run. Need someone to get hot. Free throw on the way, good from Willie, who's got 11. Full court pressure now applied by Ginn. Ernie Swan on the dribble. Asking for some room as he brings the ball to midcourt. Swan across the timeline. Gives the ball to Ben Russell on the right point. Left wing now, or rather right wing it goes now to Grisella. To Hemmer. Inside Brandon Moore. Finger roll shot by Brandon won't go, but a foul inside. Brandon Moore, along with Eric Hemmer, are the only 2 Cougars that have been able to score consistently in this game. Foul charge to Tom Runyon. His third team foul on Birmingham Southern in the second half. And to the line goes Brandon Moore. He'll shoot 2. First one is good. See, he splashed it home. Brandon Moore with 9. 44-37. As the Cougars moments ago trailed by as many as 8. Brandon Moore slams it on the floor. Next couple of dribbles, next one on the way. Free throw, good. He's got 10. 44-35, I guess. I cannot, 38, 34-38. You can't read the scoreboard because of the glare. With it in the left corner now, again, skip pass to Spears. Cougars packing their matchup zone. Now to Ginn, 3-pointer on a corner, no good. Rebound saved by Eric Hemmer, who's now pitched deep in the corner, and he's got to call a timeout, a 20-second timeout. The lighting here, I guess it's not affecting the players as much as it is people at courtside, because you look right into the lights when you look up to the court. But the glare off the scoreboard, and you can't read the numbers on the scoreboard, the numbers that they are using. So we keep it right here. I'd like to remind you that the Joe Mockins Ford Player of the Game will come your way. It's a brand new facility, and as far as the spectator's point, it is gorgeous. It's wonderful. But boy, to broadcast from, it's a little bit difficult. The only scoreboard is actually the one hanging above the playing surface. The clocks on both ends and shot clock as usual on both ends, but you can't read the totals on the scoreboard because of the glare from this angle. It's almost like, well, you wait till the sun moves along, but it's going to be there all day. Full court pressure now by Birmingham Southern. Cougars trail 44-38. They're down 6. And now the officials confer. They want to talk some things over here. And now it looks like we're going to be ready to resume. Ben Russell inbounds the ball to Brandon Moore in the backcourt. Here comes Columbia. 44-38, Cougars down 6. As the ball is brought into the front court by Swan. Swan gets the ball to Grisella. Grisella to Hemmer. Hemmer to Grisella on the left wing. Down low to Ben Russell. Ben's been quiet. He backs in. Head fake. Shot up. It is in and out. No good. And a whistle and a foul. As the Cougs just can't get the shots to fall. Cougs just couldn't get the shots to fall. Cougars shooting 37% from the field. 0-10 from three-point land. Birmingham Southern shooting 68% from three-point land. 41% from the field. Foul is on Runyon, his 4th. Free throw on the way from Ben Russell, good. Foul is on Jason Williams, correction, his 2nd. Next free throw from Ben Russell, good. Ben got them both, he's got 4, and the Cougars trail 44-40. Columbia down 4. They've trailed by about 4 throughout most of the second half. 11:35 the play, about time to go on a run. But I think what explains it is 0-10 from three-point land for Columbia. On the year, Cougars shooting right at about 37% from three-point land. as a team. Now around the perimeter, they work it with the top of the key. Spears again, who has it knocked loose and stolen by Gruzella. Drew Gruzella with a steal. Here comes Columbia into the front court. Kenny Moore, or rather Ernie Swan. Swan with it on the left point, circles to the right point. Swan gets the ball to Gruzella near the left hash mark. Top of the key, Eric Hemmer, who faked the three. Gives the ball to Swan on the right point. Swan on the right wing. Down low to Brandon Moore. To Ernie Swan. Back to Brandon Moore to Swan. Swan for three from 20. Short. Rebound fought for, cleared down by Adrian Pryor of Birmingham Southern. He gives the Willie down the middle of the floor. Right wing now to Spears. Spears circles to the top of the key, guarded by Swan, playing with 4 fouls. Down to the left wing, the pass goes to Moore. Moore into the right corner again. Three-pointer on the way, no good. Rebound, Joey Gruzella. Here come the Cougars with 10:35 to go, down 4. Into the front court, Ernie Swan. Swan with it, top of the key, attacking a man-to-man. And now Columbia shifts offenses. Swan with it, top of the key to Eric Hemmer, penetrates into paint, finger roll shot up, no good. Now blocking foul on Adrian Pryor, I believe. Pryor picks up the personal. That'll be his third. And the 15th foul now on Birmingham Southern. It comes with 10:19 to play here in the ball game. And Eric Hemmer to the line. Hemmer, who had 17 points in the first half, will shoot 2. Eric Hemmer got layup after layup against the press of Birmingham Southern. In the opening moments of the game, his free throw is good. Eric Hemmer shooting 83% from the line on the year. He's got 18 points, and he's got Columbia within 3, 44-41. And Hemmer now with a deep knee bend and the free throw. Good, 2-point game. Cougars now as close as they've been here in the second half. They are down to 44-42. They play their matchup zone. With it on the left wing is Christmanson. Christmanson gets it in the left corner again. And they kick it back out. Three-pointer on the way, no good. Rebound Christmanson. He hands it off to Pryor. Back to the top of the key to Moore. Jason Moore feeds it to Willie. He dishes it underneath the Pryor. Shot blocked by Ben Russell. And he clears it out of there. Here comes Columbia. Into the front court, Ernie Swan. Swan with the top of the key. Cougars with a chance to tie the game here with 9:45 to play. Left side, Gruzella. Gruzella with it to the top of the key. Hemmer, who fakes a three. Eric penetrates, dishes it back out to Gruzella. To Brandon Moore, back it in on the left baseline. Running one-hander in and out. And a whistle and a foul. As Brandon Moore tried to put up the semi-hooker, and he was fouled by Adrian Pryor, who I believe has got 4. And that is the 16th foul now on Birmingham Southern in the half. And Adrian Pryor's 4. Moore shoots 2. He's just hit a couple. And he can tie the game. Free throw on the way. Good. It's a 1-point game. 1-point ball game. As Columbia now trying to tie it. They were trailing just moments ago by 8. And Brandon Moore trying to make it a 44-all game. We've been tied 6 different times, all the ties in the first half. Brandon Moore's free throw in flight. Short. Rebound, Jason Williams. Jason Williams with a rebound. And here comes Birmingham Southern. Williams gives the ball to Spears. With it on the dribble is Jason Moore. Made a bad pass, loose ball, saved by Swan and Gruzella, 3-on-1. Gruzella to Hemmer, Hemmer with a layup, Cougars got the lead. As Eric Hemmer lays it in, Columbia has a lead, 45-44, as the Cougars have taken a 45-44 lead. Timeout Birmingham Southern, and more Cougar basketball in a minute.
I should have written that a lot sooner.
You really?
Rolling Sporting Goods Company is proud to provide the official basketball for NAIA championships. Rawlings is the official supplier of sports equipment and uniforms for NAIA basketball.
Hey, Randy, I got a constant buzz in my headset. Do you have it on that end?
And Jarrett Sports is the official backboard provider for the NAIA. Experience the best in basketball working for you with Jarrett Sports.
Well, I'm finally getting adjusted here, but I can't read the scoreboard. They don't do anything to help you with a game. It's unbelievable. I can't read the scoreboard. It's like the sun's glaring off of it.
don't forget that the Metro Diner is just around the corner from the Reynolds Center. You want great food served in a fun 50s atmosphere? Join us at the Metro Diner.
Welcome back to the Reynolds Center on the campus of Tulsa University in Tulsa, Oklahoma. The Cougars have taken the lead here in the second half as they lead Birmingham Southern 45-44. That layup by Eric Hemmer was the first field goal for Columbia since the 14-minute mark of the second half. And now Rebo brings the ball into the front court for Birmingham Southern. Cougars in their matchup zone, which has done the trick here so far. On the right wing, Willie trying to penetrate, working on Grisella. Beyond the arc, top of the key, Rebo down to the left corner, feeds it in the left corner to Spears. Spears now brings it back out top to Rebo to Willie on the right point. Down to the right corner to Runyon. Runyon to Willie, feeding inside to Runyon. And a give and go pass goes off the fingertips of Spears and out of bounds. Turnover charge to Birmingham Southern, and the Cougars have a chance to add to their 1-point lead as they'll bring it up the floor. 8:43 to go in the game. Ernie Swan will bring it up. Cougars have been in foul trouble throughout this game. Swan had 3 fouls before we got off the bus. Swan into the front court, gives to Brandon Moore. Right wing now to Eric Hemmer. Hemmer with it to the top of the key to Grisella. Left wing, Ernie Swan. Swan beyond the arc, holds it there. Swan backs away. Swan to the top of the key to set it up against the man-to-man. Now to Hemmer on the right wing. Eric Hemmer beyond the three-point arc, holds it there. Eric Hemmer looking inside, skip pass to Grisella on the left wing. High post now to Brandon Moore. Back to Grisella. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Grisella's jumper off the left baseline. Won't go. Rebound. Fought for on the weak side. Grisella and Spears battle for it. And they say the ball was last touched by Birmingham Southern. Good hustle by Ben Russell to stay with it, but he could not get the play to go his way. And here comes Birmingham Southern. Rebo into the front court. With it, Rebo on the right wing. Top of the key, Willie. Willie now. Back to Rebo on the right wing. Walk, no whistle. Into the right corner, Spears. Three-pointer from 21 long. Rebound, Brandon Moore, and he's clobbered. And they got him. They got Runyon on the back. Tom Runyon buys his 4th foul. And now Birmingham Southern venturing into foul trouble. Runyon picks up his 4th personal foul. He's got 4. He's their 6'7" post player. Also with 4, Adrian Pryor, who's on the bench. And to the free throw line, Brandon Moore. Cougars have trailed by 8. They've led by 4, but the lead was by 4 was in the first half. They have a 1-point lead right now, 45-44. And Brandon Moore to the line. And the Cougar junior launches the free throw, knocks it down. Brandon Moore now with 12 points. Eric Hemmer has 21 in the game. Brandon Moore has 12 to do the bulk of Columbia's scoring. Cougars by 2. Brandon Moore will try to make it 3. He does, draining the second free throw. Brandon Moore with 13. And it's 47-44. Rebo into the front court. Rebo with it. Works between the circles. Right side now to Willie. Willie circles to the top of the key to Runyon. Runyon to Jason Williams. Running a hander is good, and he's fouled. Boy, every time they need a bucket, they go to Jason Williams. As Williams is fouled, and I think it's on Drew Grisella. It'll be his 3rd, and that's the 9th team foul on Columbia. The field goal by Jason Williams is good. He's got 21. He'll try to complete the 3-point play. That was an 11-0 run by the Cougars, which comes to a halt on that bucket. Free throw on the way from Williams, good, and this game's tied at 47. As Williams now has 22 points. Into the front court, Swan. Ernie Swan with the top of the key with 7.5 minutes to play. Right wing now, Hemmer drives to the right baseline. Hemmer spins back out to the right wing. Hemmer picks up his dribble. To Lawrence Thomas working on the baseline. Kicks it out top to Brandon Moore. Brandon Moore back to Ernie Swan on the left wing. Swan will set it up against a sagging man-to-man. Swan for 3 on the left wing. In and out, no good. Rebound tipped back out to Lawrence Thomas by Brandon Moore, and the Cougars reload. Big offensive board there. Swan to the right wing, and he's fouled by Spears on the wing. Pardon me, Rod Willie picks up the foul, his 3rd. 7th team foul now on Birmingham Southern.
Knock it down, Ernie.
And Ernie Swan to the line. Swan, an 83% free throw shooter on the season. He'll shoot a 1-and-1. Free throw on the way. Good! Good. And the Cougars have regained the lead here in the second half as Ernie Swan knocks down the first one. 18 fouls now actually called on Birmingham Southern. Kenny Moore will check in during the next opportunity. He's at the scores bench. And Ernie Swan back to the line. Free throw on the way. Good. Swan got it the foul. He's got 4. And the Cougars now have a 2-point lead. Harry Kemmer catches a breather to the bench. Again, the Cougars with a team effort. They lead by 2, 49-47. Into the front court, Rebo. Cougars in that matchup zone. With it on the left side. Spears with it on the left wing. Spears now to the top of the key to Willie. Willie holding it on the left point. Dishes it off to Williams. Right corner now to Rebo. Rebo on the right wing. Rebo out on the right point trying the drive can. Kicks it in the left corner to Spears. He steps inside the arc, fakes the 3. Kicks it back out to Rebo. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Bounce pass down low to Runyon. Into the corner to Jason Williams. 3 seconds and a holding foul on Drew Grisella. Down to 2 seconds on the shot clock, and Drew Grisella has just bought his 4th personal foul. 6:24 to play. Jason Becking, the sports information director at Columbia, may have to get a uniform on. 3 Cougars now with 4 fouls. And guess who's at the line? Jason Williams. 47-49, Cougars by 2. Williams with the left-handed free throw. It's good. He's got 23. He averages 12 a game, and he has been filling it up tonight, or rather this morning. It was dark when we got to the gym. It seems like night. And now Jason Williams will try to tie the game for the 8th time. Free throw in flight, and it's good. We're tied at 49. Williams with 24. Here comes Columbia with 6.5 minutes to go in the game. And with the dribble into the front court across the timeline, Hemmer, top of the key, Kenny Moore. Right wing Ernie Swan to Kenny Moore. Kenny penetrates, feeds underneath the Brandon Moore for a layup, but a foul on Jason Williams, I think. It's on one of the Panthers. No, it's not on Jason Williams. It's on Clint Spears. It's his 2nd. And the 19th foul now on Birmingham Southern. And Moore will go to the line. And he'll shoot a 1-and-1. Kenny Moore with 2 points in the game. His free throw on the way is no good. Kenny has struggled at the line tonight. Rebound pulled down by Jason Williams. Williams on the dribble into the front court. And Williams is fouled by Kenny Moore, or is it Swan? Kenny Moore's got 4 fouls. Kenny Moore with 4, Drew Grisella with 4, Ernie Swan with 4, Lawrence Thomas with 4, Ben Russell with 3. And Jason Williams back to the line. Kenny Moore struggled from the line in this game. He is 2 of 7. Free throw, no good from Jason Williams. Jason Williams, a 6'7" junior from Frederick, Maryland. 6'7" junior that shoots left-handed. Free throw on the way. Good. 1-point lead now for Birmingham Southern. Their first lead in about 5 minutes. Here come the Cougars trailing by a score 50-49. Kenny Moore into the front court. Ernie Swan on the right point. Swan on the right wing. Back to Moore out top. To Swan on the right wing. To Kenny Moore. To Swan. Swan trying to penetrate. Working on his own. Being played by Birmingham Southern. Eric Kemmer for 3. Good! And the Cougars finally connect from long distance. Eric Kemmer with 24, and Columbia takes a 2-point lead, 52-50. As Eric Kemmer drained it, top of the key, Willie now to the left side to Rebo. Rebo to Jason Williams, to Willie on the right wing who fakes the 3. Down low to Jason Williams, running one-hander, no good, rebound, pulled down by Lawrence Thomas, and here comes Columbia. Thomas with the board, the Cougars with a chance to enlarge their 2-point advantage. Moore to Swan in the front court. 5 minutes to play in the game. Kenny Moore and Swan play catch out top as they check out the zone. Left wing now to Kenny Moore. Looking inside. Eric Kemmer on the left wing. Top of the key to Ernie Swan. Swan to Kenny Moore. Trying to penetrate. Moore dishes it off Lawrence Thomas to the rack. Double clutch shot, no good. No whistle. Rebound cleared out by Jason Williams. And here come the Panthers down the far sideline. On the dribble. Rebo runs over Lawrence Thomas, and a blocking foul, and Lawrence is fouled out of the game. As Lawrence Thomas is gone. Lawrence Thomas fouls out with 3 points in this ball game, all from the free throw line. And he's the first casualty to fouls. 4:43 to play in the game, and Thomas fouls out of the contest. Ben Russell's going to get the nod, literally, as Ben now will check into the game, and he's going to have to keep the Cougars' hopes for a national championship alive. To the free throw line goes Ryan Rebo. Rebo, 3 of 4 from the stripe. Lawrence Thomas fouls out. Lawrence didn't get to play many minutes in this game, and it's not because of his tender knee, which he played without a brace in this contest. So his teammates will have to give him a chance to play tomorrow. 52-50, Cougars by 2. Free throw on the way from Rebo, good. It's a 1-point game. Rebo now with 4 points. Boy, this has been back and forth, tooth and nail. 4:43 to play, free throw from Rebo, no good. Ben Russell with a board. Here comes Columbia, as Rebo missed the second one. Now Kenny Moore working on Rebo. Kenny Moore across the midcourt line. Kenny Moore top of the key. Rebo right there with him. Kenny Moore with it on the left wing. Kenny lobs it down low to Brandon Moore, to Kenny Moore on the perimeter. Kenny Moore holds beyond the arc, trying to penetrate, does to the left elbow. Kicks it out to Swan. Swan with it on the right point. Ernie Swan looking inside. Swan head of the key, feeds underneath Eric Hemmer. Hemmer strong to the basket as he shot blocked, but he's fouled by Clint Spears, who picks up his 3rd personal. Clint Spears, who's averaging 14 points a game, picks up the foul, and that's the 10th team foul now on Birmingham Southern. Well, the Cougars are the 19th seed, Birmingham Southern the 14th seed, and this is that type of game. Tooth and nail. Eric Hemmer's free throw is good. Eric Hemmer having another great outing. He's got 25 points as Eric Hemmer drains the first one. Cougars by 2, 53-51, with 4:12 to play. Free throw from Hemmer. Good, a 3-point Cougar lead. Eric Hemmer with 26. Cougars by 3. They match their biggest lead of the second half. Rebo on the dribble, circles off to the right. Cougars in a matchup zone. Rebo now gives the ball to Willie. Into the left corner to Spears for 3. Short. Rebound. Ben Russell for Columbia. Ben with a great read of the missed shot. He gives the ball to Kenny Moore, and the Cougars with 3:50 to play bring it up the floor. Kenny Moore into the front court. Man-to-man defense by Birmingham Southern. Top of the key, Ben Russell. Derek Hemmer on the left wing, driving to the baseline. To Brandon Moore from 15 on the left wing. Nothing but net. And Columbia has their biggest lead of the game. Brandon Moore with 15. And timeout call by Birmingham Southern. Cougars lead it 56-51, 3:32 to play. More in 1 minute. What's the high for Hemmer? 28? I got it. I'm sitting on it.
I got it.
Throughout the tournament and following each game, remember to purchase your ticket.
I'm going to stop wearing underwear.
I didn't need to know. You can make that call. That wasn't me. No. 24.
New career.
Upcoming game between Lindsey Wilson and Concordia. That's 10:45 tomorrow morning. The winner of this game.
I need a refill. Where's Mark when you need him?
So how many's he got? 25?
26.
26?
(56-51), Columbia leading 14th seeded, 14th ranked Birmingham Southern here in the first round of the national tournament. The Cougars lead with 3:32 to play in the ball game. And inbounding on the near sideline will be Jason Williams for Birmingham Southern. He gets it into Rebo, and Rebo steps across the timeline. Cougars in a 1-2-2 matchup zone. On the dribble, Rebo with it on the left wing. Top of the key now, his pass goes to Moore. That is Jason Moore. Into the corner now goes to Jason Williams. Into the corner to Spears. Spears with it in the left corner. Feeds down low, Runyon. Runyon working on the baseline. Leaner a good by Tom Runyon. And that's his first basket of the game. Tom Runyon with his first bucket of the game. 53-56, Columbia by 3. On the dribble, Kenny Moore into the front court. Guarded out top by Rebo. To Brandon Moore on the right wing. To Ernie Swan, top of the key, Eric Hemmer. Left wing, Kenny Moore. Kenny Moore beyond the arc. Gives the ball to Brandon Moore, to Kenny Moore. Kenny Moore now with it on the left wing. Top of the key, Eric Hemmer. Feeds inside to Ben Russell. Russell posted up. Back to Brandon Moore. Brandon Moore into traffic. Kicks it out to Ben Russell. Russell with it in the left corner. 5 seconds on the shot clock. And a charging foul on Kenny Moore. And Kenny has fouled out of the game. He'll be the second casualty for Columbia due to fouls. A charging foul on Kenny Moore, who finishes with just 2 points. He fouls out with 2:34 to play in the game. Cougars now shooting 37% from the field, 7% from the three-point line, but now 72% from the free throw line. 33% for Birmingham Southern from the field, 36% from the three-point line. And here comes Birmingham Southern trailing the Cougars by 3, 53-56. Into the front court on the dribble, Rebo. Rebo kicks it off to Jason Moore. Into the left corner to Spears. To Jason Moore on the top of the key. Right wing, Rebo. Rebo now trying to penetrate Camp. Rebo gives to Spears on the right wing. Now to Rebo. Penetrates into the paint. Kicks it in the corner to Jason Williams. Three-pointer short. Rebound, Ernie Swan. He's double-teamed along the baseline. Swan gets rid of the ball to Grisella, and here comes Columbia. Drew Grisella now into the front court. Cougars by 3 with 2 minutes to play. Top of the key to Ernie Swan, who's got to point the offense. He gives the ball to Ben Russell. Russell at the left elbow. Dishes inside. Brandon Moore on the right block. Can't get a shot up. Top of the key. Ernie Swan three-pointer. Short. Rebound cleared down by Jason Moore, Birmingham Southern. He races into the front court. Moore with it. Top of the key. Jason Moore to the right wing. He gives the ball to Rebo. Rebo with it on the right wing. Into the right corner with the dribble. Now to Jason Moore. Top of the key. The pass comes to Spears. Spears down low to Runyon. Top of the key to Jason Moore. Three-pointer good, and the game's tied at 56. As Jason Moore hits his second 3 of the game. 1:18 to go, and a timeout called by Bob Burchard. As the Cougars want to talk it over. 1:17 to play. More Cougar basketball in 30 seconds.
Huh? We didn't need that 3 from Ernie.
I thought he was going to hit it, though.
Hit it, yeah. But there was 20 seconds left or something, wasn't there?
It had to be about 12, 15. There was time. I can't believe it. If we get by this thing and hit 1-3.
Ernie's had to play 12 minutes maybe by the end.
Here's the situation. We're tied at 56. We've been tied 9 times in this first round of the National Championship Tournament here at the NAIA Elimination Tournament, the 62nd annual. Cougars have the basketball with 1:17 to play. I have Columbia with a total of 1 timeout remaining. Birmingham Southern has 3. The Cougars have lost Kenny Moore and Lawrence Thomas to foul trouble. Birmingham Southern has 2 players with 4 fouls, 1 of them in the game, and Columbia needs to score in this possession. As the Cougars, who have a 10-game winning streak and a chance to advance to the second round, riding on this game. Inbounds pass comes in to Ernie Swan. Swan on the dribble into the front court, guarded by Willie out top. Swan gets a pick. Ernie Swan to the rack, left-hand layup good! He caught a pick from Ben Russell, and Swan laid it in. Cougars by 2, 58-56. Willie with it out top. And a timeout called by Birmingham Southern. With 1 minute to play and 29 seconds on the shot clock, Birmingham Southern calls a timeout, trailing by 2. And they'll use their second 20. Birmingham Southern now has 2 full timeouts left. The Cougars 1. Cougars in this game fell behind in the first half by as many as 5, battled back to take a 4-point lead, fell behind then at the break, and trailed by 5 at the intermission, 34-29. Then Birmingham Southern pushed the lead all the way to 8 in the second half. Columbia battled back, went on an 11-0 run to go from 8 down to 1 up. In fact, went up by 3. Birmingham Southern then battled back to take a 1-point lead. They battled back to tie twice. And now with 1 minute to play in the ball game, Birmingham Southern run down on the near sideline. They have 29 seconds on the shot clock. They would probably like to get this shot off in a hurry. Cougars with a half-court matchup zone. On the dribble, Willie. Willie holds it high on the post on the left point. Now gives the ball to Runyon. Runyon is Spears on the right wing. Now to Runyon, high on the right point. Inside to Willie, posted up. His shot blocked out of bounds. And with 13 seconds on the shot clock, Birmingham Southern will inbound baseline left. As the Cougars, Brandon Moore and Ben Russell seal off that left baseline. Now Willie will inbound. Willie along the baseline, looking inside, nothing cooking, can't find anyone. Pass stolen, knocked into the backcourt, now ran down in the backcourt by Jason Moore. It was tipped. And now with 7 seconds on the shot clock, trying to penetrate Willie. Out top to, again, three-pointer, no good. Rebound into the backcourt. Ernie Schwann's got it. He races to the basket. Left-hand layup, good. He's fouled, and the Cougars take a 4-point lead. Ernie Schwann got the loose ball and beat the man in the basket, laid it in on the left side to get the bucket, and he was fouled and has a chance to give Columbia a 5-point lead with a half a minute to play. Cougars trying to push the winning streak to 11 in a row. And the foul was charged to Clint Spears, and that's his 4th personal. Free throw from Schwann, in and out, no good. Rebound tipped around, but it's picked up now by Jason Moore. Moore into the front court for Birmingham Southern. They trail by 4. 3-pointer on the way, no good. Rebound, Ben Russell. Russell with a big board. And they foul him with 17 seconds to play. And the Cougars go back to the other end. They shoot free throws. They'll shoot 2. Both teams in the double bonus. Another great first game of an 8-game set here today at the Reynolds Center. But more importantly, the Cougars have a 4-point lead. They lead at 60-56. And to the line, Ben Russell. He's 2 of 2. He'll shoot 2. Free throw from Ben. Good. Cougars 5-5. One more makes it a 2 3-pointer game for Birmingham Southern with 17 seconds and 9/10 of play. That's a lot of time. And now into the game, Rebo. As Dwayne Rebo checks into the lineup. Also in, Dory Christmanson, another 3-point expert, as they bring in the long-range firepower. Cougars trying to stop one of the top offensive teams in the nation. They come in here averaging 85 points a game. Free throw on the way from Ben Russell, good. And Columbia's got a 6-point lead, 62-56, the biggest lead of the game. Into the front court, Rebo from 25 for 3, no good. Brandon Moore with a rebound, and they're on him with 8 seconds to play. Brandon Moore will go to the line. The Cougars dominating the boards here down the stretch, giving them 1 and out, and they've got a chance to deliver the knockout blow to Birmingham Southern. Birmingham Southern was here last year and lost their first-round game. Cougars were here in 1997 and lost their first-round game in overtime. They lost in 96 in a first-round battle. They lost in 95 in a first-round battle. In 1990, they beat Malone in Kansas City and then lost to Oral Roberts in the second round with their best ever performance at the national tournament. Brandon Moore's free throw, no good. And now he'll launch the next one. It's on the way. That is in and out, no good. Rebound cleared out of there by Christmanson. Lead pass up the floor, knocked out of bounds by Ernie Schwann. And with 5 seconds and 5/10 to play, the Cougars will be playing tomorrow. As Columbia will play tomorrow in a ball game that will tip off, if we're on schedule, at 10:45 a.m. Inbounds pass to Rebo. Rebo penetrates an uncontested three-pointer. Oh, good. Brandon Moore with the rebound. The Cougars go to the Sweet 16. Columbia in the Sweet 16 as they win it 62-56.